Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Tuesday, the 9th of March. In the news today, we'll catch up on the end of the LPGA and PGA events over there in the States. We'll also get you up to speed with how the A-League is going over in Australia. We'll talk basketball action with the NBA. Also bring up to speed with how the cricket is going as well. Hi, I'm Paul, and I'll be your host this morning. This is the best way for you to start your day up to speed with all of the important sports news. Before we get on to that, there was a funny moment at the end in the MMA. At the end of the bout between Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz, where Adesanya said that Blachowicz had a great guard. The Polish fighter misunderstood what the meaning and said, "Do you pay good money for a bodyguard? I can be your bodyguard." But Adesanya explained the misunderstanding, and they both laughed it off as a bit of fun there. So good respect between the two fighters in the UFC. Moving on then to the golf and in the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Danny Lee was in action. He finished the event in tied 49th place, having made the cut at finishing at 4 over par. So really had a tough final round, 5 over par, which puts a pretty much 4 over par for the tournament. This saw him well behind the leaders. DeChambeau came through to win it at 4 under par, 1 shot clear of Lee Westwood. Over on the LPGA, and Lydia Ko was in action after her going very close in the Cambridge LPH. This was at the Drive-On Championship. She finished in the top 10, tied 8th at 4 under par. Quite a way back actually off Ernst, who was 15 under par there, well clear of the field. So congratulations to her on that one. But that's a good start to the season. Now for Lydia Ko at the Cambridge LBA, she came second, and then now at the Drive-On Championship, she's come 8th. So clearly in form this to start off the season, which is great to see. Over in the staying over in the Americas or the USA for the NBA, and it was the All-Star game this weekend, and Team LeBron beat Team Durant 170 to 150 in that one. So as always, defense kind of optional in the All-Star game there. With that one, the real action returns on Thursday with the Grizzlies playing the Wizards and the Mavericks playing the Spurs. And that's about Thursday, New Zealand time. That's at 2 o'clock and 2:30. Those two games. Moving on then to the don't forget to join us this evening at 8 p.m. for the Driving Mall Show, and we'll go through all the hot news in rugby. And you can also become a supporter of New Zealand Sports Radio if you go to patreon.com/NZ Sport Radio, and you support us for as little as $1 a month. Moving on then to the cricket. And don't forget that we had the Swinging from the Hip show last night, and you can catch up with that either as a podcast or you can watch a recording of the video. But the T20 series between West Indies and Sri Lanka got wrapped up, and the West Indies winning that 2-1 in the end. Interesting, Sri Lanka opened winning about first in every single one of those 3 T20s. In the final one, the West Indies won by 3 wickets with just 6 balls remaining. For Sri Lanka, there was a collapse. Saw them collapse to 4 for 46 with none of those batsmen getting over getting into double. Actually, only one batsman getting into double figures. But then Shamandal and Badrana came together. Shamandal with 54 not out and Badrana 44 not out to put power Sri Lanka to 131 there. But the West Indies got there with an over to spare. Pooran with 23. Simmons with 26 at the top of the innings, top scored. Pooran got 23 there. So lots of batsmen contributing. No big scores really between them all. And Sri Lanka taking 3 wickets led the bowling. You have now started the day the best way through with all of the important sports news. Just a quick one this morning, folks. I say we'll be back at 8 p.m. this evening with the Driving More show, and I'll be back here at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning with all of the important sports news.